Ta-da! Welcome to today's Wednesday Wisdom. So, while I'm warming up the computers at the other office, at Mum and Dad's, because today's a bookwork day because of the rain, thanks for the rain, thought I'd talk to you guys about the wisdom of business and if you understand what you've got, right? So, this could be a bit of a long one. If you don't work for yourself, maybe you should think about starting your own business. And if you want to start your own business, these are the factors you've got to consider. So you have to invest for something to grow, for something to produce. And an example is 1 grain of wheat, right? You plant 1 grain of wheat and you invest in some fertilizer and it grows. And that 1 grain can produce 6, 7, 8 tillers, which turn into heads, and each head can have 30, 20, 30, 40 grains in it, right? So 1 seed can then produce, let's say, 280 times its value. But you had to invest in that 1 seed for starters, and then you had to fertilize it. So then you had to invest some money into it. So that's a simple thing, right? So, cost of starting a business, production. You have to have the land. So there's all these other things you got to factor in. So if you want to start a farm today, you need millions of dollars, and you might as well go to the casino and whack it all on red or black, because that's almost the same gamble. So we'll just change arms halfway through. Another example is a lupin seed. So lupin being a little white seed, 30% protein, great stock feed. But it has other advantages, right? So we plant that lupin seed and we fertilize it, and it grows. 1 lupin seed can produce a plant with 10, 20 heads on it or more. So you can get 20 on a main stem. You could have 40 or more on the outrigger arms. So again, that 1 seed can produce, let's just say, 240, same as a wheat plant, 240 times its original value from the investment we made in it. Just adding water, add water to the investment you've made, your wheat plant grows. Add water to the investment, your lupin plant grows. But the other bonus with a lupin plant, right, is it puts a natural form of nitrogen as the nodules on the roots and as it grows. So the rough theory we work on is what's sticking up out of the ground is a copycat of what's underground. So if you've got this big luscious plant, theoretically is a big heap of luscious roots, and the more pods is more nodules down below. It's the theory we work on, right? So you're giving back to the soil. So you're adding water to your investment, and then you're giving back to the soil to benefit next year. So in a sense of a business, that's a good thing. Now, if you were to talk to a traditional brick and mortar business and you have a product, so then you have to sell it, you could spend how many hours, you're looking at buying a shop, having stock, you've got to advertise, you've got to sell it, you might have to have staff in there when you're not there. There's all these costs evaluated, right? That's a standard brick and mortar business. So you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. You couldn't start one for 10 grand. You couldn't start one for 15 grand. Couldn't buy a shop. Couldn't even rent if you were to rent a shop, buy stock, and take that risk in that first month for 15 grand, you got 30 days to turn that around, right? So that is, the camera's a bit shaky today. It's just me in the chair. So there you go. But what if you go, okay, so not everything business is done in brick and mortar these days. A lot of things turns online, all right? So you go online. So you need a website. You need a product. How else are you going to do it? There's other ways you can do it. Talk about having a low ticket product, e-commerce products, and you attach it to your Facebook page or whatever, and you might make a go of it. Selling 1,000 hats, right? 1,000 hats, you might make $1,000, right? But then you've got to source the hats, get 1,000 customers, all right? So would you consider a online high ticket item with a proven system, right? It's thousands of people before me that are doing really well at it still, right? It's not a broken system, and the bonus about it, it has a patented compensation plan, right? So no one else does it like they do it. And you get to talk about legacy income, stuff that you can, you can get to a point and have income without actually having to work. So you're not swapping your time for money because you've made the investment in your wheat or lupin plants and your fertilizer in the years before. And then your theoretical online farm is big enough, you've got enough staff and people happily working there with you to grow your crops, and you're not having to drive the tractor, right? So it's just like that. There's a lot of wisdom in all that sort of business. So if you're currently unemployed, you need to find some money to start a business. If you've got a job and you don't like it, do you have enough money to start your own business and create your own lifestyle that you want, right? And if you do have the money and you're flat out doing something else, maybe you need to reevaluate your life and see where your priorities lie in life. So all that sort of fun stuff you get to think about. Now I'm going to leave that Wednesday wisdom there, and I'm going to get back into the office because I've got actual book work to do, dollars and cents. It's all about dollars and cents, people. Keep it real. Enjoy the fun wisdom today. Probably a bit longer than my norm, but it'll go across all the social platforms because that's how I do it. So there you go. That's one way. Peace out. Have a good one. Send me a message if you want to know more.